Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sergeant Lane Cryptid Counties here. Now, I bought a new camera not long ago. I still hadn't got the zoom lens on it yet, but starting to see some good fruits of the labor with the camera. Some better upgraded footage. Now I'm going back through some of the archives here too, so it's going to be a mix and match. But I wanted to bring this image to the channel. It's pretty revealing. Here we go. Look at that. You know, he's using that pine tree right there to break up his outline. Look at that piercing eye staring at me. Look at that eyeball. That's not pareidolia, folks. That is a living, breathing Sasquatch. Look at that weathered skin. Okay, you know on the channel I talk a lot about the Darrow Hobbit Sasquatches that, like the marsupials over in Australia, where they'll after they're conceived a couple weeks, they'll get out and crawl up into the pouch. You know, that's what these do. They crawl out and they get up into the pouch in the nasal cavity. There's a pouch built in there separate of the nasal cavity, and they get further development there. And the tribe, and right here is a little Darrow Hobbit. He's pulling on the nose right here. You can see his little fingers right here. He's outside the pouch. You can see his nose right here. And there's his one eye. And there's his little mouth, his teeth. You know, they come out when they get a little bit further development. They'll come out. Um, Now the tribal members who um, are not full dare or whatever, they'll hold them in their mouth and and keep them safe in their mouth, body temperature and all that stuff, just to help share the load of the Darrows in the tribe. They'll spread load them and they also use them for communication because they're so light. They can glide back and forth, you know, and deliver verbatim messages or whatever. That's why you're not seeing these Sasquatches because they have a communication system down, and these little beings right here are the ones doing it. Now, after they get further development, they migrate out of the pouch, and they can no longer be that messenger type. That's not their role anymore once they start growing a little bit. Um, and then the newer ones, the newer generations, fulfill that role. But yeah, these beings are masters of their environment. Here's another Sasquatch right here, a little juvenile, but it's not a Darrow juvenile. It's just a regular one hanging onto the side of the head. I would say this is a mother. That's why she's looking like she's wanting to tear my head off. I would say that's a mother. I mean, their number one job is to protect their young. So until they deem me not a threat, that's the kind of look I'm going to get out of them. You know, the kind they want to tear your head off. But look at that, man. That's just amazing footage. And it's a bonus to get that little Darrow Hobbit in there too, just so people can see it and realize that that's part of their tribe too, you know. And now here's another juvenile. He's a little bit older, probably a year or two older, up here, resting on Mama's head. You know, they develop and they latch onto their mothers and their fathers and their brothers and sisters when they get a little bit older. And that way the tribe can stay mobile and they can get around fast and not have to worry about, you know, little ones trying to keep up and whatnot. You know, they just hang on to them. And their hands are real strong. Hold on to that fur, tough hair. Um, but yeah, check that out. The little definition on that juvenile. Pretty amazing, man. Look at that stare. Just amazing. That's not pareidolia, folks. That's the real deal. It's going to get better. This summer, I can't wait. When the activity picks up, the footage I'm going to get, I just can't wait. Here we go. A couple more looks there. Here's one that was, this was not taken March 9th. This was last summer. But you can see him peeking around the tree there at me. Looks like there's a baby sitting on his shoulder right there. This is a wider view of the image there. I need to get to my saved footage. Oh, check this one out real quick. Look at him smiling. One down here drinking off the tree. All right, let me get to my favorites, the ones I've already screened. Okay, good favorites. There's one in particular I want to show you. Just a moment here. Here we go. This is probably one of the better images that I've taken. Most people don't see it. But I'm going to go to markup and I'm going to show you. Okay. Here's part of his body, right? His shoulder. He's leaning out from the tree. Okay. Here's his head. He's got a juvenile up here. You can see its nose and eyes right there. Okay. There's a little Darrow hobbit right here. And he's getting pulled off the side of the tree by another Darrow hobbit, taking him off the Sasquatch's face, resting on a tree. But this Sasquatch, he's got a weird hair pattern. For example, right here, looks like the number 7. Look at that patch of fur. Okay. Then you got that Darrow hobbit right here, but then you got this patch of fur up through here, like that. So it's kind of hard to make out his features. But if you do away with that fur and look at it as his gray skin, then his face will pop out at you. It'll smack you right in the face. You'll actually see his face then. When you look through the fur, you'll see his face. Look how clear it is. Now it looks like he's got a cleft lip right here. Check this out. Look at his mouth. Look at his teeth. It looks like he's been scarred. There's been damage right across his face right here, like he's been hit with a sharp claw or something. You can even see it down this jawline. Looks like he's been smacked in the face with a sharp claw. Maybe even up to this point here. Something has damaged him bad. Whether he's gotten in a bear fight or a dog man fight, something has damaged that Sasquatch. Check him out. Look at his teeth. Excuse me. Now he's got his nocturnal shade coming on here, coming this way. He's got his shades are not black. His are the off-white color shade. And here's his pupil. But he's got that shade ready to cut down on glare if I hit him with it. Over here, same thing. Here's his shade. And his eyes right there watching me. So he's not got his defense mechanism completely activated on his eyes, but he's got them ready. But check out that mouth. You can even see his cleft lip right there. That's crazy, man. You can see the damage clear across his face right there. And then look at this little Sasquatch. This is probably his kid. You can see his fur is normal, right? And he's looking up at his papa. See that? His eyes right there looking up at his dad. You can see his mouth right there. You can see his hair, plain as day. And then his little body's like that. He's got his hand resting up against a tree like that, and his arms like that, hugging that tree just as close as he can. So I'll take the markups off so you can see the little juvenile. Now he's not little, but by no means, because if you look at his height from the ground, unless he's being carried, which I guess that's possible, but I went out and measured this tree, and at this height right here, at the top, right here at this bend right here, is only 4.5 foot. So he's not much taller than, like right here at this bend is like 4.5 foot. Hold on a minute. And it's uphill kind of. So he's probably 5.5 foot tall, close to 6 foot, possibly. Because he could be leaning down a little bit, which I'd say he is. So if you calculate him leaning over a couple feet, this is 4.5 feet right here. And with him leaning over this way a little bit, if when he stands up, he's going to be taller than this up here. Yeah, he's a little over. He's right about 6 foot tall. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this up to the channel because it's pretty decent footage. If you see the outline of his face, and if you picture his face being, if you can take his fur off right here, and the fur off right here, you'll see his face is completely gray, you know. And then it's easy to make out that way. Unbelievable footage, man. Just amazing. Alright, let's see. Here's one without the enhancements a little bit. And you can see the baby right there. I'd say he's probably 3.5 foot tall. Close to it. He's hugging that tree just as tight as he can. His dad's got his arm on his butt. So he's probably picking him up a little bit. I just now see that. The dad's arms coming down like that. And his hand's right here on its butt. So yeah, he's not very big. He's probably a couple years old, probably 3 or 4 years old. That little juvenile is. He might be a little bit older, but not much. Let's see what other footage I got today. So this is out of my 5,000 images. This is some of the footage that I've clicked on. Is halfway decent footage that I've brought to the channel. So I'm going to skim through here and show you the ones I wanted to show you, put on the channel. Let me see here. There's one sitting in the field right there. Just sitting there. Completely darked out. And here's a little one up front. He's leaning over, squatted way down. I would say that it's most likely a juvenile there with the adult back there. There's a couple of babies sitting down there on his lap too. Alright, moving on. That was not that good. Let's see here. Here's a little baby drinking on a tree. What they do is the way their mouths are designed and their tongue, like they'll take their tongue and loop it, almost like a straw, right? And they'll bite through that bark, burr through that bark, and they'll get into the gallum layer, that green mossy layer, and that's where they'll bite into the vein of the tree and they'll suction on. They'll get the sap coming out and the fluids coming out, and that's how they're surviving off these trees. Um, Let me see here. Okay, we looked at that one already. There's another one underneath the tree. Um, he's a big one. He's a big one too. You see, he's up like that. His eyes are right there. He's got his arm out, leaning on the tree like that with his arm. I'd say this is another Sasquatch over here. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it. I'll zoom in so you can see it. There's one right there. There's a couple of them in there. Move on. Alright. There were some really good ones in here I wanted to show the channel. So I'm going to go as fast as I can here. Look at this one. Now, let me go to markup. This is my little chihuahua right here, right? And here's the Sasquatches that like to ride on my dogs. But that chihuahua is a little too tiny for him, so he's waiting his turn for my other poodle to come through here, Molly, to ride on her back. That's what he's doing. He's waiting for her to come up around the yard. Check him out. Um, like that. Here's the eyes, the mouth, and his arm like that. He's probably holding a little one right there. Now I could possibly do a little bit of enhancement, try to get that footage come out a little bit better. Let's see here. Lighten it up. See what we got there. And a little bit pixelated when I zoom in there. There's another one down front right there. But yeah, they're waiting on my dog there, all gathered up. Alright. Wow. Pretty blurry, but you can see an entity there. Here they are down in the tree bank, down on the bank. Here they're hiding in the pine trees. Crazy looking Sasquatch. Let's see here. Oh, this is old footage, so I'm gonna be getting rid of it. That's a little tiny Sasquatch looking up. A male Sasquatch. Hmm. This is a little Sasquatch leaning over. Well, you can see him looking back up at me. But this is them loading on top of my dog, going for a ride around the yard. You see this one over here, looking up over. They're holding my dog while the younger ones get on top of her to ride around the yard. Here's one there. Look how cute she is. Little scraggly hair. Look at mine. Um, that looks like female bits there, so there's a bigger juvenile there. You see her mouth open there, laying back across the dog. Um, Moving on. There's a smaller one right there. They get so excited when they come out to play with the dog. They get so excited. Look at this one's little feet right here. Check him out. See his little feet like that. You see his long hair off his head. He's so cute. There's his long hair come clear down to his butt. And they use that during the winter. They'll ball up in their hair and stay warm. And there's his little face. He's got his arm out like that. When they're this young, their arms are really disproportionate to their legs. Their arms are usually a lot longer, you know. And then here is a bigger juvenile. Let's see here. Right here, you can see her little eye just peeking over the head of this other Sasquatch, watching me. All right. Um, Here's another one. You can see his eyes over like that. You can see his bushy eyebrows. I would say this is probably a young adult uh, Hobbit Sasquatch, just coming to help oversee everything. And then here's another Sasquatch right here. Another one here. They're just all through here, man. It's a big event when they come out and play with my dog. And then here's a little male juvenile right here. You can see his face, his little nose, his hands. He's getting up on my dog's back. Is what he's doing. Yeah, and then there's another one around here somewhere. You can see his little face. They're just all through the footage. This summer it'll be a pretty big activity. They love playing with my dogs, so. But the thing is, they're getting pretty used to me. Look at this little juvenile. Look at his face. Check him out. He's on his hands. Uh, Get a mark up. He's down on his knees. See his little knees right here. He's leaning over on his hand right here. Look at his little face. See his little tiny eyes. This is a Darrow that's one of those little Darrow hobbits that's growed up. He's no longer in the pouch no more. Take the markups off so you can get a good look at him. Check him out. He's smiling. there's all those dark black specks are Sasquatches attached to my dog. Uh, so let me go to markup. So here's my dog collar, right? And this is my dog's head. This dark black is a Sasquatch holding on to her head for a ride. This one here is down here on her left quarter of her leg, one right here on her neck, a bigger one right here, holding on to a bigger Sasquatch right here that's wrapped all the way around. And then this one here is at the tail end, not attached yet to her. And there's one here attached to her butt. Now, I can't see the opposite side, so I don't know. I mean, there's probably 7 or 8 kids uh, latching on to her. They don't weigh nothing, you know. And then you got an adult standing back here in the brush. You can't really see, can't really make them out. And then here's one side profile view of an adult, just keeping an eye on everything. Moving on. Let's see. Looks like that's a dog man. Long snout right there. That's a dog man laying down in the brush. Um, yeah, I got some really good footage here to go over. I'm going to window out to where I can get to the good pieces instead of just going through this way. Let me see here. Um, Look at these guys. So they're peeking. This was recorded at night, and I blasted them with the flashlight, my big spotlight, and it really blurs the image with that much light. It overwhelms the camera, but you can see. Let me see here. We're gonna mark up. You see this Sasquatch's head right here, and then there's another Sasquatch right here, a juvenile, and you see his little arm wrapped around his neck, holding on. So that's a parent and a juvenile. There's his nose and his eyes. And there's his mouth. Looking around a tree at me. I'll take the markups off there so you can see it. Check him out. Alright. See the face there? Um, he's light skinned Sasquatch. His face is anyway. Probably his hands. And then there's a Sasquatch here actually no, I take that back. This Sasquatch is right here, right? There's his high ridge brow, his eye, his nose. But he's got his lips puckered, kissing the little baby right here. Probably the baby's birthday or something. And then you see his eye right here. He's looking over at me. This corner of his eye is watching me. Corner of his eye. He's got his lips puckered, kissing this little baby right here. And the baby's looking up at him. They're very affectionate animals, and from what I've observed, they are really affectionate animals. Well, I guess I shouldn't call them animals, but people. They are a people, that's for sure. Here's a larger Sasquatch right here. You see his nose. There's his eyes right there. He's got a little juvenile on his head. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. There's that little tiny being that waits on my dogs out in the yard by the fire pit. Let me see here. There's a juvenile around that tree stump out there with its grandpa. So the grandpa's there with him, looking, watching out for him. Okay, so I'm gonna go to market. Here's the little juvenile. All right, here's his mouth. He's the tree organ Sasquatch. You can tell by the muscles in his lips right here. He's got the 360-degree muscle around their mouth. They use to suction the fluid out of the tree. They prime the tree for the rest of the tribe. But this is just a baby here. But he is of the tree organ uh, race. Okay, then you get the high forehead here. There's the high right ridge brow. Can't really make much out on his nose. In his mouth, look at his big teeth. You see the muscles in his lip. Look at that. The the muscles around their mouth is just phenomenal. You can see the gray in his hair. Um, Pretty good footage for being taken at night. They got their nocturnal lenses on too. Cut down on glare. Let me see here. Let me back out. There's a little juvenile. Nocturnal lenses on. Let's see. See the silhouette of that large Sasquatch. See his eyes, his nostrils, his nose. See the definition of his cheekbone and stuff. You can see his beard real good there. Let me get a mark up. So you can see his beard. There's his eye. There's his nose. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I dropped my stylus. Okay, let me hit cancel on that. Looks like there's another Sasquatch right here. Right here as well. And then one up here. Moving on. There's another little Sasquatch was waiting on my dogs, leaning up against the fire pit. Check them out. Little cute juveniles. Look at their little feet. Right there. Like that. And their hair. Their faces are so tiny. At night, it's hard to get any features out on them, especially if their eyes are radiating. And you see their arm there. Such cute little beings. You know, they say that the bounty for catching one or not alive one, uh, catching one not alive and catching one alive. There's like a $5 million reward. And I've been asked by family members, why don't you catch one, man? Uh, I have no desire to do that. And once you do that one time and it fails, they're going to realize what you're doing and what kind of person you are, and then they'll cease to come around no more. So I would lose my ability to record them and keep track of them. It would just, and I would lose my hobby basically. And this is a passionate hobby of mine, is documenting these beings. And there's one of the faces there peeking on the shadow. So yeah, I'm not down to do nothing like that. Look at this big one here. So this when it's raining out and stuff like that, and it rained a little bit earlier, and it's just mist and the dew and stuff on the ground. You can start to really see the fogginess, but look how big that Sasquatch is standing right there. This is an embankment that goes down over the hill. Right, he's standing down on a drop off, so I can't even really judge how tall he is, but he's huge. It's pixelated. It's when you zoom in that far, but definitely there. Let me see. He's on the bank. A couple of different ones there in that footage. Couple laying on the other side of that fallen log, that fallen tree. One in the debris right there looking up. One peeking around the tree. I hit him with the spotlight. Okay, him looking at me. He's got his nocturnal lens engaged on his right eye and his left, peeking around the tree, looking at me. That right there is a section of a tree that I recorded Sasquatch coming out of the tree. Those are the planks to get into the tree. And I know exactly where that tree is. And you can see there's a hole right there in the plank. And he's watching me. He's got a porthole knocked out of the plank. And he's got his eye right there. He's watching me. Clever little guys. The little hobbit Sasquatches, they love to get in the trees. Of course, the bigger Sasquatches have a harder time getting into the trees, uh, for weight, and the larger ones, they just can't. It can't hold them very well. And the younger ones, though, man, they love it. If they can get in a tree, they'd stay in a tree if they could. So there's some Sasquatches there. Uh, Let me see here. Here's some I recorded up in the tree when it was changing color. Look at the little juveniles resting up in the tree. See their faces there. Side profile view right there. And that one's looking up. They're both looking up there. There's one here at the corner of the tree. Check him out. Talking to that one. So the next batch of images, I'll have a better system set up to where it's just all good footage. There's one looking around the tree. There's another one. Look at this one. This guy. Excuse me. Several Sasquatches laid out there. Look at this one. Hiding. Alright. Oh, here's that little juvenile with the for somebody that didn't see his foot, I'll show you real quick. See his foot right here at the mid-tarsal break. His toes actually go in reverse and work like a hand, and he's gripping that tree branch with his foot. So, you got your foot like this, and then the mid-tarsal break, and this foot. People talk about the way the Sasquatch can walk using half their foot, that they have the appearance of gliding because that mid-tarsal break. Well, it goes this way, and they can use it for gripping trees and stuff. Very, very amazing, actually, the way their feet are set up. There's a little bit closer image of the face there. Cute little critter. Right here, look at this little juvenile right here. He's got his hands up on his face like a Home Alone looking pose, laying there. See its hands like that. The other hands up on its face like that. Here's its eyes. I'm just doing a quick rundown. I think I made a video about that. You can check it out. Further detail on that one. So this is about it. I'm going to do one more quick uh, scan on the photos here. See if I can find some good ones. Let me go toward the top. I'm just having to go through this archive footage. I got to get it cleaned out, get my memory cleaned out a little bit. Be surprised how much your memory's taken up. Here's a juvenile leaning up against a tree. So I took that with a zoomed in lens. Here's another one right here, an adult, keeping an eye on things. There's the parent is right there. You can see its sideways view of its face there and its body. That female looks like she might be pregnant. Let me get a mark up. So here's the female, the back of her head, and then there's her nose and her mouth, and there's her belly. I think she's pregnant. And then the male is standing right beside her. There's his eyebrow ridge, his eyes. He's leaning down, looking at me out of the corner of his eye. But yeah, I think that female's pregnant right there. It's pixelated, it's hard to tell, but it sure does look like it to me. And then you got the juvenile there. He's a couple years. He's a pretty old juvenile, probably 12, 13 years old, I'd say. That juvenile is. Yeah, there's one image I wanted to show you before I close the video. It's really good. Let me find it. I hope I start it. There's a tree peeking there. Let's see here. Here's a sideways view of the Sasquatch laying down here by my truck. Sorry. It's a Darrow nose right there. And then here's the male right there. Let's see if I can find that footage. Here's one. It's not the one I was looking for. Here's one of those. See that drop off right there? It's one of them bushy haired juveniles waiting to jump on my dog. Let's see here. Yeah, there's one. Anyways, I'd like to welcome all my new members, and I'll put together another collage of images, and once I get the footage together, I'm going to try to do this every day until I can get through all the footage, just so I can get it all up on the channel. I've been slacking on the going through all the archive footage. I've been slacking, so during the summer it's hard to keep up and get all the older footage processed, but during the winter when I'm able to do that. So, anyways, I'd like to welcome all my new members. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I know a lot of people, it just goes through one ear and out the other, but if you've been on my channel more than once, man, you might as well subscribe and hit the bell so you get to see my videos when I put them up. Let's do another quick look real quick. So, I don't think I starred that photo, man. It was a good one, too. I'll have to look for it again. But it was pretty clear footage. Alright, peace.